Hello, everybody. This is BScat100 here with
Chris the Master 4.
and
Smiley.
welcome back to some more Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the previous episode, we finally got a crack in the case in the trial. We were able to get up to the top of the bell tower, to the belfry, and we discovered the last person that we would expect to see up there. It's Miss Kira again. However, we're going to put all that behind us because we need to find one last piece of evidence, and that is what we're going to be starting today with Professor Layton. If you'd like what to see, leave a like down below, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe to me and Chris if you haven't already, click those bells so you're notified of everything that we do when we do it, and share with your friends so they can join in on this adventure. Now, let us continue!
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, we're starting right here.
It's so quiet in here. There's not a sound to be heard.
Let's be very careful though, Luke. The puzzle we just dealt with is not necessarily the only one in place here.
Right you are, Professor.
Let's proceed with caution.
My gosh, their little dialogue thing gives me Earthbound vibe.
Well, I mean, it's literally ripped from Professor Layton games. That's how they sound like.
Oh, motherfucker, there's coins here too.
Ha 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 ha! Of course there's coins here.
You have 175. How many more do you need?
Must get all coins.
Oh.
Must get coin.
Just gotta make sure.
Yeah, just step outside of Castlevania for
Great.
a second.
It really is.
It really is.
Oh, did you see the Family Jewels did a cover of Bloody Tears?
I did. I didn't actually watch it, but I did see it.
I haven't yet either. Alright.
It's gonna be good. I can already tell it's gonna be good.
Is that what I think it is? It looks like a lift.
It's a birdcage!
Oh god, I'm getting flashbacks.
Indeed it does. It looks a lot like the kind of lift which we are well acquainted.
Nice W's.
What? We haven't seen anything like this since we arrived in Labyrinthia.
Don't tempt me to work on the W's. I will slip into Eridan so fast.
You think I didn't do the same?
God.
That was Gundam's voice for an entire thing at Danganronpa, Rob. I can do it again.
Yes, quite. In truth, I didn't think machinery of this sort existed here. I wonder what it's using as a source of power.
Well, since there seems to be no other way up, does that mean we get to ride it?
Indeed, that would seem to be the most logical course of action. I must say, I find the presence of such a device most intriguing. But we can't stand around pondering such things now. There will be time for that later. Onwards and upwards, my boy!
Why does he sound like a superhero now?
Because he's pointing his finger up. I
Oh.
already went through this.
You did.
Right then, let's go.
I know I keep saying this, Luke, but bear in mind that we must proceed with caution.
I'm with you on that one, Professor.
I'm telling you this because I know you're a clumsy little...
You're going to fuck up very badly, aren't you? No!
Listen, I've only fucked up 5 times today.
Only 5. I
Professor,
find that
stop.
hard to believe.
You weren't there. You were supposed to be in gold. What's going on here? Are we trapped?
No, I don't believe so, Luke. Although I do get the feeling that something is about to happen.
Something, Professor? What do you mean by something?
I hope you have a drink. Luke, stay close to me.
I do not. This is going to be wonderful.
Okay.
Oh, great. Here we
I
go.
was kind of gonna go when Pooja had also gone, but I decided to stay.
The Tower of Teller.
If we fail this, do we die?
No.
Yes, we die. Little do you know, these are fatal.
A stone statue stands before you. Beneath it lies.
It's Gabora!
Yep. Beneath it lies a panel with what appears to have once been a crest of some kind, now a disjointed mess. Move the
One of
panels
flames, maybe?
Move the panels by touching the arrows that connect them, and rearrange the pieces so that the crest is correctly displayed. But we have to do it in 4 turns or less. Trying to think.
Oh boy.
Fly me to the moon. No. No.
Ah!
Ooh. I know this is an RPG.
That startled me. Alright,
Dinner.
that bottom one is supposed to be on the left, right? No!
The bottom one is supposed to be on the right.
Oh, that's what I meant. There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at
got
the
it.
crest, you dummy. It's right there.
Right
It's
there.
mine.
I said I completed it first try and I fuck it up. That's about right.
Oh
Allow me to show you my puzzle-solving skills. That was
You did it.
an intriguing puzzle.
First try. Correct. You can sense the approaching presence of a formidable foe in the shadows.
no! This is an RPG. Plus 10 experience. Layton leveled up.
Oh, it's not moving again!
It seems this entire lift is in itself another puzzle put in place ahead. Okay. I don't believe we're in the clear just yet. Just
You
maybe
protect
take
what's
a
ahead.
while.
Oh, why are you speaking so fast, Professor?
Because the text box is disappearing.
My text box!
Rob, I hope that you put this layout and both of them in the cage.
Oh my god.
Shit. I'm gonna have to find the cage again.
Imagine like someone comes to that floor you were previously on and just finds Layton's like text box just standing there like what?
Another stage of the puzzle.
Indeed. That would appear to be the case. Here we go again.
I'll take this one, Professor.
No, you won't. Alright, but don't overexert yourself. We'll need to work together to solve the rest of this puzzle.
Oh my god.
Roger that. I like how he's basically like, you can take over the puzzle, but listen, you're not gonna do it alone. You're not gonna do it well.
Yeah, don't fuck this up.
Too tired.
Alright, same thing. Different crest, same idea.
4 turns.
Ooh, it's a dragon.
It's
It's a
Durgan.
Dargan.
Was that the crest that was on its way for a second?
I wasn't looking. I think so. No, it's not.
Oh,
It doesn't look the same. Oh yeah, this is easy.
Whoa, no!
No, you did it!
I've already seen the answer.
Layton, I thought Luke was supposed to be doing this puzzle.
No, it's me, it's fine.
Professor, you just stole my work!
Listen, you
That's
wanna
what
get-
Professor with tenure do. They take all the credit. The students do the work.
I did it, Professor!
You certainly did. Well done, Luke.
But I did it! We're still not there yet, are we?
Just how oh god.
Just how far is this lift going to take us?
Well, judging by all the stages thus far, whoever put this puzzle in place is certainly keen that we don't reach the top easily.
Jesus
We still can't afford to let our guard down. I'm losing my British by speaking so fast.
You just heard it from.
I'm losing my British along the way. Hell, I left it on the first floor.
Yeah, my text box the last puzzle, my British the next puzzle.
Oh, he stopped again.
Well
By
then,
the
allow
time we
me.
get to the last floor, they'll be miming at each other.
Well then, allow me to take this one on. I'm going with this.
Listen, listen, Pooja, we don't have the visual capacity to do sign language on video.
Just throw a bunch of gaster hands and call it a day.
Oh god, no. All right, the next one. Ooh.
It's a gurgle.
Mm-hmm.
6
That's
turns.
tail. Look at him move.
Alright. Let me think.
I love how you have to wait every single time
Mm-hmm.
for the gargoyle to move before you can move.
It's gotta get its animation done.
You got it.
Yeah, these are easy.
Let's see if I.
We're gonna forget the first puzzle. These are easy.
Ah, the joy of solving puzzles.
Because I forgot that the crest was on the top screen. Excellent. Listen, we've run out of things to say. Let's just go.
That was an exceedingly difficult puzzle.
Oh, was it
and
now?
you get to talk.
Must be our destination.
Oh, was it hard, huh?
I think you're probably right, Luke.
Maybe try to
Hell,
make
because
Luke
we're
feel
actually-
better.
Is it, Professor?
Up at the top.
Listen, their voices are cute, but I cannot
Ooh,
get
anime.
used to Phoenix and Miles speaking. I'm really not used to it. Oh,
Hey, you like the Tower of Terror?
oh,
It
oh.
seems we have arrived at last.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Whoa.
There is all this time.
Yeah, it is a little Beauty and the Beast like, isn't it?
Yes, very much.
This is certainly different. There are
Beautiful.
flowers and plants everywhere. I can even see a water wheel over there.
It is a beautiful place.
Ugh, this evening breeze is a little chilly.
Man, it couldn't be because you're at a higher altitude.
Man, it also probably couldn't be because you don't have any jackets on.
How are the plants fine then, and the water not frozen if that's the case?
Well, it's not like a
Labyrinthia, shut up.
no. I mean, it's not like mountain altitude, but the higher you go, the colder it's gonna get.
No, that's
So, is this the Storyteller's garden then?
I think that's probably a safe assumption, Luke. Judging by the abundance of water and rose bushes, it's being well taken care of. I'd be
Even though
inclined
he's
to say
supposed
the
to be
tower
dead.
seems more
Mhm.
akin to a castle.
Who'd have imagined we'd end up in a beautiful place like this? Let's investigate.
Examine the garden. But first,
And coins.
gotta find him. For no particular reason, honestly, we would be all set for the rest of the game. But
so. Here's the thing: blue roses were always like an alchemist's secret because for the longest time they tried to grow and breed blue roses, but it was always impossible. The only way alchemists accomplished it was by secretly putting dye at the bottom of the stem and have the flower absorb it. It would be a white flower that would turn blue. Other than that, only until recently, with genetics, were they able to make a blue rose in real life. The blue rose symbolizes unattainable love.
huh? Wait, unattainable what?
Unattainable love. That last part I googled.
Huh? Interesting.
Interesting.
The pink rose conveys grace, gentleness, joy, and happiness.
That is very interesting. A lost,
That is very interesting.
unattainable, or lost, let's say for this case, love and happiness mixed together in one bouquet.
It's literally like joy and sorrow together.
Oh my god, that's actually really nice if that's the case, cause
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, the minute I saw those roses, I'm like, okay, there's symbolism shit happening here. Let me Google.
And it's actually interesting that you mentioned the alchemist part of it, because the alchemist was one of the victims from one of the cases, and he was very close with the storyteller.
Well,
this
that
is
last
true.
part I felt like I should mention, considering that witchcraft is a heavy theme in this game, and historically, the blue rose is associated with. When trying to make a blue rose, the closest they ever got naturally was a purple rose, so it's always deemed as an imperfect flower.
Did Did Grey Earl ever have any purple roses in the house after Belduke's murder?
I don't know.
Because I know that there was a vase in his room.
I'll try to find the episode. You just read what's up there right now.
Okay. Oh, we're
Purple
actually reading the
rose
details
also-
this time?
Purple rose actually also means love at first sight, as well as true love. That's purple.
Okay.
I don't think Labyrinthia will have to worry about water shortages anytime soon, that's for sure.
Well, it says examine the garden. We can't go anywhere right now.
No.
I imagine it must have been quite important to develop a technique for drawing water up to such a height. Really, nothing about the flowers, huh? Oh, never mind. Forget this.
The building is really something else. I guess this part must be the Storyteller's house.
My voice is crying out in sorrow.
Why don't you get drink?
No!
Isabella must have lived here when she was younger.
But she doesn't remember it.
Yes, indeed. This must have been her family home.
Her family. I wonder if she had any plans to ever come back here.
No matter where she goes or what she does, family is family. This will always be her home. I'd say it's highly likely that she would wish to come back here someday.
I suppose so, even if her family was only the two of them.
The relationship between Isabella and her father may well prove to be an important clue.
Yes, I was thinking the same. Huh?
What's the matter, Luke?
It's nothing. I'm probably seeing things, but for a moment there I thought I saw something moving at the top of the tower. Sorry, it must have been just my imagination.
It never is your imagination when it comes to these things.
Let's go inside, Professor.
God damn it, I'm trying to... Go to the investigation section, stop talking!
What?
I'm trying to look at the...
Oh, well, we can look at that after the episode's done. Let's go.
No, they look like red or pink.
Okay.
Well,
Because-
red ones are the classic one true love kind of color. I'm just sending you guys
Right.
two links on rose colors, but between the two sites, a few of them are changing, so these might not be definite sources. Like one source tells me this means one thing and one means another, so it's a little iffy. So.
Right. Of course, I can't see that well because it was back then that the quality of the episodes was really bad for some reason because of the fucking editing software. So, but it's either red or pink.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
This appears to be a child's room.
It certainly looks that way. From its condition, I'd say it has been used for some time. Presumably it was used by Isabella as a child.
Right. So this is where Isabella grew up. Something pretty big must have happened to make her leave home so young. I wonder how Isabella and the Storyteller used to get on together.
Isabella is a young lady of strong conviction and a kind heart. And certainly that's because she grew up with a fine home environment. In other words, I'm sure she and her father must have spent some quality time here together.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're right about that. For Isabella, this place must be full of precious memories. I almost feel like we're intruding coming here like this.
But Luke, we have no choice if we wish to save Isabella.
Yes, I suppose it's true.
Right, these two have gentleman standards.
Well,
More Luke.
Layton has gentleman standards, and Luke has I want to be like the professor as a gentleman standards.
When you put it like that, I guess she wouldn't mind even if she knew.
Well, let's look around.
What about that fucking, like, obvious silhouette in the curtain?
Shh, it's fine. Hint coins is fine.
I did forget about Espella's room part, though.
I also did. Trying to think. Nope, it's not there.
Crikey! Professor, behind that curtain! There's someone there!
You sure?
It's a doll.
What? Oh.
The mysterious figure turned out to be...
Just a doll. Whew, that's a relief.
Well,
What
why does it look like whoever cast the spell?
What?
Why does it
looks
look...
like
Why does it look like Bazella?
Yeah, it looks like whoever Bazella was.
It is interesting,
This is
isn't
the-
it?
My heart was in my mouth.
Well, it is true. The golden hair, the red cloak. There are some
Yeah.
similarities.
Yeah.
Spiller must have played with this doll as a child.
Maybe that's why Espella says she remembers the fire and everything. The stories and everything told her when she was little.
Maybe.
What's this? Look, Professor, there's a child's picture book here. The title is The First Story.
Oh, there you
Mm.
go. I figured it out.
It would appear to be a handmade children's picture book.
I wonder if it was written especially for Estella.
It may well have been. Evidently, a great deal of loving care has been put into writing and illustrations. Well,
That means the storyteller did it.
do you want to read it as a storyteller?
Of course. I will always find a way to speak as the storyteller because I love him. There was a bad witch in the town. Of all the carrots in the field, all of the carrots in the fields disappeared, and all the money in the bank was turned into pumpkins. People of the town had to put up with all kinds of mischief from the witch. They didn't know what to do. Then one day, a brave young girl appeared and said to the townsfolk, "When the witch uses witchcraft, she always uses a big stick, doesn't she? So if we take away her stick, we'll be able to stop her." After hearing this, the people of the town set a trap for the witch and managed to capture her. At her trial, the bad witch said this to the people. "Even now, the legendary Great Witch Bazella is living in this town. Bazella is the queen of all the witches. She is the one who gives us witches' life." The townsfolk punished the witch, and peace was restored to the town once more. To this day, Bazellus is still hiding somewhere in the town. But the brave townsfolk will not be beaten by the bad witches.
Hmm.
Who'd have thought there'd be a fairy tale about Bazella? She's like a mysterious character, alright?
Tell me, Luke, why do you think the author chose to write about Bazella in a children's picture book?
Huh. Well, maybe to make her child behave? Something like, if you don't do as you're told, Bazella will come and get you.
Yes, indeed, that is a possibility. Still, I have to wonder, Why is it that some lonely witch was caught and not the great Bezella herself?
Well, I suppose it is a bit strange.
Maybe to leave a cliffhanger for more stories.
Maybe.
Oh, so it was intentional this whole time.
To make it a series, an ongoing thing instead of just one book.
If Bazella herself had been caught, the story could have been brought to a more conclusive ending.
Well, here's the other thing. The first story, as you can see, parallels a lot of the events of how witches act in Labyrinthia in general.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a precursor to how this whole thing even began.
Alright, I got another theory now. I have two of them.
Well, let's hear it.
Do you think this...
My first original theory was that the Dark Law was the second witch, and she was doing it the whole time, because whenever Espella talked, it was only when she was provoked by Dark Law. But then as the trial went on, Dark Law's attitude seemed to change, so that's why I couldn't get a reading on her. Now my second theory is going with this, that Storyteller faked his own death so that he could keep writing stories.
Okay. I just wanted to hear what you had to say.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Do you
Luke.
think there's some other reason?
It's certainly a possibility. I don't suppose there are any other handmade picture books in the room apart from this one.
Handmade picture books. I don't see any. I guess this must be the only one.
Which would imply this book has some special significance.
Well, I guess so. After all, it is handmade. I bet she really treasured it. Do you think it was the storyteller who wrote this book?
The handwriting does seem very similar to that of the story. This book appears to have been written with a touch more care and attention, but I imagine it was the storyteller who wrote it.
He must have written it as a gift from father to daughter. That actually seems really thoughtful, even if the story itself is a little scary. I'd like to take this book to Espella.
Yes, let's do just that, Luke. You must take good care of it.
Take
Alright.
drop it on the way now.
Alright. But, is that it?
Probably not.
Just looking for anything else that would proc up.
Click on the door, maybe?
Oh, yeah. I thought that door was the way out. I believe we've seen all there is to see here. Let's press on, Luke.
Oh, it was the door to the way out. Or no.
Storyteller's room.
Oh, that will be interesting.
Ooh. Whoa.
There's his eye pendant.
What do you make of this room, Professor? It's not very tidy.
This appears to be the very top room of the tower. Parchment lining on the floor here seems very similar to the type on which the storyteller writes his stories. I think we could say with some certainty that this is the storyteller's room.
Huh? This is the storyteller's room?
I just said that.
I was imagining something a bit grander, like a throne room with all kinds of posh decorations.
God, is the storyteller considered like the king of this world?
Yes.
Kind of.
Oh.
He's kind of like the god of this world in a way, because whenever he writes the stories, they all come true.
Oh.
While
Does he make them true with magic?
Well, with however it's true, it always comes true.
Yeah, that's very convenient, isn't it?
While I agree that it's a little eccentric, it's unmistakably the study of an author. He probably spent all of his time in here, continuously writing those stories. The
Maybe
first
he
trial,
decided
the
he was
second
burnt.
trial. And now...
Maybe he decided he was just burnt out and then just literally decided to go out by burning.
Oh,
my
jeez.
God.
The stories! I wonder what Espella thought of it all. Her father writing stories for all the townsfolk, I mean. I wonder if she looked forward to seeing new stories completed, or if she...
Stories were probably a little too mature in content for a young child. I don't imagine the storyteller would have shown a spell in many of them.
But in that case, she surely can't have had many opportunities to even talk with her father, given how busy he was. I guess that means she was pretty lonely.
Unreachable love?
Mm.
She wanted to reach out and connect with her father, but her father was locked up here writing the stories the entire time.
It must have been hard on her, even knowing how important those stories are for the people of the town.
Usually in situations where a parent has a very important job and the kid is neglected, that does foster negative feelings towards the parent.
It is neglect, but I just want to clarify it. It's like, it's not abuse. It's not emotional or physical abuse.
No, it's not.
It's just a fact of a job being so overwhelming that it doesn't leave time for anything else.
Exactly, yeah.
But I don't think it's right. No child should be unable to talk with their father.
I absolutely agree, Luke. I believe it will be important in the upcoming trial to have an understanding of Ispella's feelings towards her father.
Professor,
Knowing you, Luke, I'm sure you must have a lot of things on your mind at the moment. So if there's anything at all that you want to talk about, you will tell me, won't you?
of course I will, Professor.
I'm always ready to listen, Luke. Now then, shall we start investigating this room? I guess that's a little teaser for those who don't know about Professor Layton. It's like, what does this have to do with Luke's life? That's clever. I like that. Well, how about the papers on the floor? Nope.
Well, what about the hit points?
What about the what?
Well, what about the center of the room?
Yeah, that would probably do it.
Is that like a little? Is it like a little storyteller on the piano?
Yeah, I think it is. That's adorable.
Aww. I guess he made dolls for both of them.
Maybe. Whoop. No. I know there's one piece in here that will trigger. I just can't. God damn it.
Oh.
Who's disconnected?
Pooja.
Oh. Alright, bye, Pooja. Well. Then there were two. And we continue on. Where the hell is it? Alright.
Yeah, the center of the room.
Hello!
Look, Professor, a photograph! Wait, I didn't think they even had photographs in this town.
It was all artist renditions. Indeed, it's not the kind of thing one would have expected to find here.
Too right! I certainly haven't seen any cameras about since we got here. There's no doubt that this is a photo. So what could that mean?
This may be in some way related to the tower being so closely protected. What do you see in this photograph, Luke?
There are two children, both young girls.
Ah.
The photo looks quite old, doesn't it?
God damn it! Why did Pooja have to leave right now?
Shh, it's fine. It'll leave her a little surprise from when she watches these episodes back.
I wonder who they are.
Well, one of them is surely a speller. There can be little doubt about that.
Hey, you're right.
They're both adorable.
Yeah.
And look at that pendant. It's the
Wait a minute. They both are wearing pendants.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
It's the same one Isabella always wears.
The fact that she's continued to wear it ever since shows just how important that pendant must be to her.
What about the other girl? Don't you think she's a friend of Isabella's?
Little dense, huh?
I guess he hasn't seen Darklaw that often, so...
Indeed, I'd wager the two of them were rather close friends at that.
They do look pretty chummy, alright. See, they even have the same headband.
A glimpse into a spell has passed. This may well prove to be an important clue. I would like to ask her... Yeah! I would like to ask her about it face to face. Let's borrow it for the time being.
Oh, I wonder if there are any other clues knocking around.
Well, I'd say the something that you saw moving earlier is a point worth pursuing.
Well, this isn't the last room in the... Isn't this the last room in the tower? I must have been just imagining things.
Not necessarily, Luke. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a way of getting even beyond this room. Let's look around more closely.
Right you are, Professor.
I'm going to wager that it's the piano, because it's always the piano. God damn it.
Ha!
Ah, this is...
What is it, Luke?
This letter on top of the piano. It was evidence during that trial.
That trial, my boy?
Yes, the trial about Sir Belgian's death. It's the trial when you were...
Ah, you mean when I was turned to gold? In which case, this letter is the one that Storyteller's owl Hoot gave us after we last paid him a visit.
I forgot about that.
Well, yes, it is, but that letter was completely blank, was it?
Indeed it was.
That was meant to be Sir Belgian's suicide note, which he addressed to the Storyteller.
His suicide note, you say?
But Sir Belgian's butler swapped the letter for some plain sheets of parchment before it got delivered. And those blank sheets were given to us by Mr. Hoot, who knew something was strange about them.
I see. I certainly missed out on some intriguing developments during my absence.
The real suicide note was delivered at the trial. But how has it ended up here?
Well, I imagine that's quite simple, Luke. It's likely that after the trial finished, the letter was returned to its rightful owner. It was addressed to the Storyteller, after all.
Huh, right, I guess that does kind of make sense. I suppose the Storyteller has finally had a chance to read it then.
Yes. In fact, it would be reasonable to assume that he most likely did so very recently. Perhaps even today while he was sitting at the piano. What on earth was going through his mind here before that final parade? There's something we're not seeing here. We need to investigate this closely, Luke.
What could it... Surely this is not a trap of some kind.
It's unlikely that a trap would be so obvious. Just a moment. There's some kind of puzzle in this piano. Yes, of course there is.
Of course there is.
Oh, but it's music, no puzzles.
Musical score!
Okay. Below the stained glass window is written, "When the stars have aligned, the goddess shall pluck her harp, bringing forth her serene song. Rearrange the musical notes to create a lovely melody." Just a musical note and slide it... Okay. Touch the musical note and slide the stylus to move it across the touchscreen. Place the musical note to the desired spot and release it to have the note switch places. When you decide on your answer, touched. Alright.
Wait, what do we need to make the song into?
Oh. You see the lines streaming across the top screen?
Oh! I see.
Yeah. Okay. So it's below.
So I think the center one is up top.
Okay, so that's on the
Yeah, I'm gonna try
top
to...
line, and so this one is first. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
And then this one. I need to wait for it to align again because the ones in the center are going to be a little wacky.
I may or may not have taken a picture of the alignment.
Oh. That was fast.
So the shortest one is on the far right.
Hold on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay,
Yeah,
up.
there's 8, right?
Oh, wait. Shit. Alright, you said the shortest one is on the far right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's already in place.
The highest one is on the 4th.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a scale leading up to that,
Wait,
which I
hold
think
on.
is correct right now.
No, I think it's the same on either side of it.
You might want to flip the 2 notes that are in front of the top one. I think those need to be flipped.
These two?
Yes.
Hold on. No.
Oh, and then flip the second to last one and the one before that.
This one? Like that?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Hold on. I'm just gonna take
Yeah,
a quick...
wait for it to line
Yep.
again. I think that's the one.
Dup, 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 dup. Yep, that's it.
Let's see if I've proven myself.
Yay, cheating!
Ah, the joy of solving puzzles.
It is cheating because there's no photographs in this time.
But we're not from that time.
No, we're not. Superb! A loud bang rings across the air as the celestial globe adorning the ceiling begins to move. Aw, I wanted the music to actually play out.
Look, Professor! A stairway just appeared. Could there be another room above this one?
You could say it's a stairway to heaven!
Luke, heaven is way farther than where we're at right now.
Of course, if you want to go to hell, I can get you there immediately. What?
No!
I have a feeling that the rooftop we saw from the garden continues above here.
Oh, man.
Oh, I can see what you mean, Professor. It's really dark in here, but moonlight seems to be coming in from up above.
Well, there's no turning back now.
I mean, you couldn't see that from the stained glass window on top?
Fine.
The answer to the biggest mystery of all is surely waiting for us ahead.
Indeed.
You
I
think?
think so too, Professor. I wonder what on earth it could be.
The next step in the Storyteller's story, if I'm not mistaken.
And one of the most epic scenes in this game.
The next
This
step?
is true.
But the story has already finished, hasn't it?
It's called a sequel, Luke. It's called a sequel.
Not yet, Luke. It's still a little too soon for the ending.
Or an addendum.
An addendum seems to be more fitting, honestly.
Yeah, it's an addendum. It's fine.
I had a feeling that you, of all people, would make it this far.
It's you!
I thought so. You are still alive.
Professor Layton, I've had enough of your running around, flagrantly contravening the flow of my story. As such, I can no longer ignore your meddling.
Professor!
Thank you, my boy.
And this is so epic, let's make a puzzle out of it.
Yeah!
Puzzle number 69, Battle of Wits. All that the storyteller writes is destined to come true. Your opponent's attacks are no exception. Memorize the storyteller's tale and deflect your opponent's predetermined moves.
Yeah.
Enemy knights will appear in accordance with the storyteller's tale. Memorize the order of their attacks and deflect them using the knight's own moves against them.
A telegraphed rock, paper, scissors, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid your role in the story ends here, Professor. Now allow me to write the tale of your demise. The knight drew his blade. As the battle came closer, he raised his blade overhead and delivered a finishing blow.
Down, right, thrust, jump. Down, right, thrust, jump.
Can't wait for Professor Layton to be a sword character in Smash Brothers.
We can make him a sword character in Miitopia.
Or you could also make him a sword character technically as the Mies.
Well played, Professor. But how will you fare this tragic tale? A new knight stepped in for his fallen comrade. He slashed quickly, delivering 3 blows before finishing the battle with a 3-hit combination attack.
Spin, down, slash, slash, down, spin. Spin, down, slash, slash,
Spin down.
Is it spin down or is it down spin? I'm gonna go down.
Yeah, I think it was down spin.
Yes!
Think you worked it out, do you? Let us see if we can predict the ending of this final chapter. The final knight drew his sword. As he attacked, he began to vanish in thin air, his movements veiled in the embrace of shadows.
Down, spin, thrust, slash, down. Down, spin, thrust, slash, down, and jump.
That knight was really bad at disappearing, though, to be fair.
Allow me to show you my
Oh, that was so good.
Come what may.
I had this really stupid smile on my face right now.
'Twas a good fight.
Marvelous. In this case, it would seem that the pen is not stronger than the sword.
Because it is a fucking sword.
Professor, behind you!
Well, now, that was close.
Yeah!
Storyteller, I'm afraid that the power of your pen is no longer absolute. You never failed to impress me, Professor Layton.
Also, I needn't say this, having played almost every Fire Emblem game in existence on this channel, but do not come at a sword with an axe. You have this as the disadvantage.
You have a natural disadvantage if you come at a sword with an axe. It's just common sense. You were destined to fail the moment you did that. I guess, I mean, maybe the storyteller's not familiar with Fire Emblem.
Oh,
Considering that Barnum is essentially a Fire Emblem character.
Yeah. That was so good, though. Again, one of the most epic scenes in this game so far.
I love.
Alright, back to the story.
Just tell me one thing. What exactly are you trying to achieve?
You could say, I'm trying to lift the veil that hangs over the town.
If that is indeed the case, the answer lies in the final story. This very evening, the great witch Bezella will be tried, and all stories will end. You should take your place in the gallery and observe the final trial.
Permit me, if I may, to ask you a question, Mr. Storyteller. Why is it that you are here?
What?
You too should be watching in the gallery, watching as your twisted story unfolds.
My twisted story? What do you mean by that?
You must surely be aware that your story has already become twisted. Take our arrival in this town, for instance. Not to mention our being here at this very moment. Neither of these things could have happened in the story you wrote. In other words, what I am saying is that you are no longer the weaver of the tale.
It is as you say. The story I had crafted has indeed been twisted out of proportion by someone else's actions. I'm not surprised that you realized it seems nothing passes by those sharp eyes unnoticed. That is exactly why I decided to write the grand finale. To prevent any further distortion.
Do you mean to suggest that by ending the story, you return this town to its original state?
To its original state, you say? I'm afraid that's not the case. The entire truth behind Labyrinthia is sealed by a single spell. That's right, the final spell.
The final spell, you say?
When that spell is invoked, Labyrinthia's true form will become clear to all.
What kind of spell is that?
It is a spell that has always been hidden within plain view.
What's that supposed to mean?
Essentially, the final spell is concealed at the start.
The final spell is concealed at the start? What on earth are you talking about?
Bah! I thought you two took it upon yourselves to unravel mysteries, do you not? Do what you will with it.
Very well. Now then, I believe there's one thing you may wish to hear from me.
And what would that be?
Firstly, what would you say if I told you that this twisting of your story is leading towards a grand finale quite different than the one you had planned?
What do you mean?
This evening, you supposedly gave up your life to the Great Witch Bezella, did you not? As a result, the person thought to be Bezella is being tried in court at this very moment. Now, if you'll permit me to ask, do you happen to know the name of the accused?
Naturally, I wrote the name myself. There can be no question. Of course, the name of the accused is...
Aspella Cantabella.
What are you saying? You mean Espella is...
Yes, the accused at this evening's trial is none other than Espella Cantabella.
That can't be! That's preposterous! This is your doing! What have you done, Layton?
You ask me what I've done, Mr. Storyteller. I am but a solver of puzzles and mysteries. I do not concern myself with scheming.
By Espella? Why? How is she accused?
Perhaps you ought to go and see for yourself, Mr. Storyteller. Do you think it's a good idea to just stand here lamenting your daughter's fate?
What's to be done?
Well, Mr. Storyteller, I will be returning to the court. I'd like to witness this grand finale with my own eyes. Ah yes, before I leave, there's just one more thing I'd like to make clear. I do not intend to simply take my place in the gallery and observe the trial. Naturally, there is only one place for me to stand in order to unravel all these mysteries.
You mean to say that you will stand as the defender?
Unfortunately, the defender's position is definitely already taken. Moreover, Mr. Storyteller, I'm the one who knows the truth. The true identity of the Great Witch Bezella, that is.
How? How can you know?
There is only one place at which I should stand in order to assert such a fact, and that is not on the side of the defense.
Surely you can't mean...
I anticipate seeing you again soon, Mr. Storyteller. Oh, it's getting so good.
Was this literally an hour long?
Oh, just about. Oh,
I had a feeling, because I'm pretty sure we mentioned this an hour before the episode started.
Well, I believe this is a good place to end things off. In the next episode, we go back to the trial and find out what exactly Miss Kira was doing up at the bell tower. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.
And thus the story concludes.